Hey guys, this is Sweetnightingale here, and I'm here today asking for opinions and input on some future Let's Plays. Now, there's about 3 of them that I'm going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. 3 of my older LPs that are going to be coming to a close, and I'm really going to get going on wrapping some more up as well. So, because what I want to do is I want to wrap up some of these expansion pack LPs and get more onto the challenge-based LPs. Now, I do want to tell you that I will be doing Island Paradise when that comes out. I'm very excited. I saw the producer live chat, and I'm so excited about that expansion pack. There's going to be so much that we can do with that. Plus, I will be doing a Let's Play on Dragon Valley when that comes out, which is the new world that was announced in The Sims 3. I still will be doing my Monte Vista, Lucky Palms. In fact, Lucky Palms is going to be one that's going to be wrapping up soon. Monte Vista, Aurora Skies, all those ones that I'm doing. Sunlit Tides, still going to be doing those. And, you know, just keeping up with all that until those LPs are going to end as well. But what I want to do is I want to do more challenge-based LPs. Now, the challenge ones that I'm doing right now are the Legacy Challenge, which is the, you know, the typical Legacy Challenge. I'm doing the Black Widow, the Midnight Sun Challenge, and my All Skills Challenge, which I made up myself, the All Skills Challenge, with the Adamsons. And that's pretty much just mastering every skill that she can master and doing all of the challenges that go along with that skill that's printed in the skill journal. So, yeah, those are the challenges that I'm doing right now, but I want to do more challenge-based LPs, and there are a lot of Sims 3 challenges out there. So my what I'm asking for with the opinions and with the input is tell me if there's a challenge that you want me to play. Now, I was requested to do the Asylum Challenge, which I will be doing, but I wanted to have Landros get well on his way because I know he's doing that challenge as well, and I wanted to have him get well on his way before I started mine because I didn't want to seem like we were just sort of doing the same thing, you know, that each one was doing the same thing like over and over and all that good stuff. So, yeah, you know, because I really didn't want to, you know, undermine what he was doing and stuff. So, and it's always kind of nice to kind of do something different than what someone else is doing. So, in this video, in the comment section, tell me which challenge you want me to play. You can put in the comments however many you want, you know, if there's like several challenges that you'd like to see, and tell me what website it's on. Now, I know in the comment section you're not going to be able to put links because YouTube won't allow it, so just put the challenge and just tell me what website it would be and all that. If you want to send me the actual link, you can PM me either on YouTube or send it to me through email. But definitely be sure to put in the comment section what challenge it is and what website it is that you would like me to play. Now, I'm looking to do probably at least 3 more right now, and as more LPs close, then that'll open the door for more challenge-based LPs. But for right now, I'm looking to do 3, excluding, now, I will be doing the Asylum Challenge and this other challenge that I've made up that I'm going to share with you guys. So just, besides those, I will be doing like 3 more. So the Asylum one and the challenge that I made up, I definitely will be doing that one. And then I'm looking for like 3 more to do as well at some point once, you know, these other LPs wrap up. And you know, I might even just get them started too. So definitely looking for 3 more challenge slots with your guys' input. So again, just tell me what you want me, what you want to see me play. And we'll go ahead and do that. But we are still going to be continuing with Black Widow, the Legacy Challenge, Midnight Sun, and the Skills Challenge. But as I said, I do want to do more challenge-based LPs. So tell me what you want to see me do, and put that in the comment section, and tell me what website that is on so that I can go ahead and look it up. Okay, now this challenge that I was telling you about that I made up that I'm definitely going to be playing for you guys. And you guys can tell me what you think of the challenge, and if you think that I should add anything else to it, by all means tell me. So we'll go ahead and look at it here. Now, I will be trying to see if I can get this up on the forum topics and stuff, because I really brainstormed this, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting. But I will try to get this on Mod the Sims as well as the Sims 3 forums, because I do believe that there is a place for the challenges and stuff. Okay, so what I named this is a Sims 3 Redemption Challenge, and what you're going to need for this is you are going to need the Supernatural expansion pack, and you're going to need the cow plant from the Sims 3 store in order for this to work, and possibly Late Night because you're going to need vampires. So Late Night, Supernatural, and you're going to need the cow plant from the Sims 3 store, which is a premium content item, for this challenge to work properly. And generations, because you're going to need the chemistry lab set. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on with this, and I'll just read you what I typed out here. Okay, so it says the Sims 3 Redemption Challenge. Now here's the storyline. You were on top of the world when you won the most powerful and creative witch contest. You beat the others hands down, proving you were most creative and the best witch in all the land. You won honors, fame, and fortune, and you were to marry the love of your life in a lavish wedding ceremony. You didn't realize, however, that it could be taken away in a flash from another witch's magic. Your arch enemy, Witch Matilda, was sore that she'd lost. After all, she'd held the title for many decades. She accused you of cheating, and she was proven correctly. So you did cheat to win the contest. The Council of Witches had an emergency meeting, and it was decided that you would be stripped of your magic and abilities. You would be virtually penniless, only owning 600 simoleons or $600 to your name. To make matters worse, the love of your life was sentenced to die. However, a sweet soul, Witch Bianca, asked that the lover be spared. After all, he had nothing to do with the rigging of the contest, as he or she was only a mere human. The council reluctantly agreed, but the lover would live as a vampire until you proved yourself worthy of having your powers and abilities back. Okay, to play the challenge, you must start out with a witch and a vampire who are either married or engaged. This can be either gender. For example, you can have a male witch and a female vampire. Same-sex couples are permitted. So, if you want to do the same-sex thing, you can do that. Because in The Sims 3, the same-sex couples can get married and stuff. So, okay. Number 2, you must pick an empty lot to play on and build your house from the ground up. Once you buy a lot, you must reduce your money to 600 simoleons using the family funds cheat. This will allow, and it would help if I know how to spell. This will allow you enough money for your witch and your vampire Sims to take a trip to the casino and try to get some cash on the first night in town. Now, you can, after all this is done, you can make money however you want to. I should point that out. So you can go to the casino anytime you want to. You can, do whatever you need to make money. It's just you have to start out with the 600 simoleons once you buy your lot, which will give your two Sims enough money to play for some high stakes. And whether they win or lose is kind of, up to them or however the game turns out to be. So there's no restrictions on how you make money after this. You can accept gifts. You can go to the casino anytime you want to. It's just whatever you choose to do. Okay, number 3. Your vampire sim can have the job they wish and gain skills in any area they choose. Your vampire can help your witch by collecting things, cleaning the house, or gaining skills that will help the witch regain his or her creativity and magic. So basically, you can do pretty much anything you want with your vampire sim. Number 4, your witch must be self-employed as either an alchemist, writer, painter, inventor, or sculptor. It means gaining a skill level to have the option for self-employment in whichever profession you choose. Your witch is not allowed to work outside the home, as he or she will be too busy trying to regain their abilities. Because let me tell you, trying to, gain these skills that we're going to talk about is going to be time-consuming and all that good stuff. So it's best that they don't work outside the home. Okay. Number 5, to regain your magic and prove that you are worthy, you must max out your witch's spellcasting level. In my experience, it takes quite a bit of time and effort to do this, so you will be playing with magic a lot and casting numerous spells. Your witch must also learn all the alchemy recipes. This means having to buy some of them at the bookstore and researching alchemy until there is nothing else to learn. You must also learn all the potions from the chemistry lab station. After all, being good at potions is part of a witch's charm. So again, they have to learn all the alchemy recipes and all of the potions from the chemistry lab station, which means that they're going to be working on logic and, doing a lot of discovering potions and stuff. Okay. Number 6, to regain your witch's creativity, you must pick an area of study and max out the skills in that area. The areas of study are music, art and writing, and sculpting and inventing. So as you can see, there's 3 groups. There's music, And then there's art and writing, and then the third group is sculpting and inventing. So I wanted to kind of clear that up. So there's like, now with the music stuff, because there's 4 instruments and stuff, so that's just a category all its own. Art and writing are 2 skills. So art would be the painting skill, and then of course writing. And then the last area is sculpting and inventing, which is kind of more of your hands-on making things stuff. Okay, so no matter what area of study you choose, your witch must master at least 2 musical instruments. For example, if you choose art and writing, you must max out the painting and writing skills and master 2 musical instruments, such as the piano and drums. So, like if you choose writing and art, you still have to master 2 musical instruments. If you choose sculpting and inventing, you still have to master 2 musical instruments. So, music is part of that creativity. So, no matter what area of study, you do have to master 2 musical instruments. Okay, such as piano and drums. You may also choose to max out all 4 musical instruments, piano, drums, guitar, and bass, and so therefore would not need to do any of the others. So in other words, if you choose to master all 4 instruments, then you wouldn't need to have to do like either writing or inventing or painting or whatever. So if you choose music, you have to do all 4 musical instruments, and that would be your area of study. If you choose art and writing, that would be your area of study, plus you have to choose 2 instruments to max out. If you choose inventing and sculpting, you still have to choose 2 instruments to max out. Okay. In mastering the instruments, your witch must also learn all of the songs that go along with that instrument. So they have to buy the songs to learn for that instrument from the bookstore, or if you use your multi-tab. Okay, number 7, your witch must also learn all the cooking recipes, which means that they will have to master cooking. Number 8, your witch can learn any skills you wish them to learn, but they must max out the ones in their area of study in creativity, cooking, and spell casting. Again, your witch must learn all of the recipes in alchemy and all of the potions from the chemistry lab station. So they're going to be busy little bees, the witches are, let me tell you. If your witch does all this by the time he or she is set to die, your witch can take ambrosia of any kind or any kind of youth potion when they become an elder or become immortal if they have okay, I'm going to read that again. Number 9, if your witch does all this by the time he or she is set to die, your witch can take ambrosia or any kind of youth potion when they become an elder. And they can also become immortal if they have the age freeze potion. So they have to complete all this in order to in order to become young again and immortal. And you don't have to use the age freeze if you don't want to, but you have that option if you complete this challenge. At the time, your vampire is free to choose to become human again, or if he or she loves being a vampire so much, you can make them immortal. There's a lifetime happiness reward that comes with supernatural for vampires, and I believe that makes them immortal, and the sunlight's going to not affect them and all that. So if they choose to remain a vampire, they can have that reward, but only if the challenge is completed. They can't have it beforehand, or they can become human again. This is only if your witch completes the challenge that's given them. Number 10, if you'd rather not play with the witch, your curse sim can be a fairy. If you choose to play with a fairy instead, your fairy must max out gardening rather than alchemy. So if you want a fairy, you can do that, but you have to change up alchemy for gardening. I mean, you can still do alchemy, but you have to master gardening if you choose to play with a fairy. And they have to max out their fairy abilities. Your fairy must comply with maxing skills in their area of study, be self-employed in one of the above mentioned professions, which is the painter, the inventor, the sculptor, all that stuff that I mentioned before. They must learn all the cooking recipes and learn all of the potions from the chemistry lab station. So pretty much the same rules are going to apply for being the fairy, with just a couple of little changes. Number 11, if you'd rather not play with a vampire, you can use a werewolf instead. Same rules for the vampire will apply to the werewolf. So you can either use a vampire or werewolf depending on what your taste is. I just chose the vampire because, to me, sometimes the vampires are a little bit more shunned than a werewolf. But, it's up to you. You can use whatever one that you want to use. You have that freedom. Number 12, you are free to have children, but remember, they have a 50% chance of being a vampire, which means they will be shunned. So if you want to have children, you may pass the curse down to them. So, it's up to you. Okay, sounds easy enough, right? Well, there are a few there are a few obstacles. Witch Matilda saw all the loopholes after all, so you have to pass a survival test. Ooh, okay, so here's the fun part. Now here's where the obstacles are. So there's going to be a few things that's going to be standing in your way of learning all this stuff. Number 1, you must have a magic jelly bean bush in a dedicated area of your yard or your house. It may be best to make a fence surrounding it in your backyard. Now, the jelly bean bush comes with supernatural. So, as I said, you do have to have supernatural in order for this challenge to work correctly. Number 2, your witch must eat 3 magic jelly beans daily. You can do this all at once or separate them out during the day or night. Just make sure you eat 3 daily. If the jelly bean kills your witch, your vampire sim can take over and do the task your witch was meant to do. This also means taking over eating the jelly beans. If your vampire sim accomplishes the task, except for leveling up witches' magic, since they cannot do this, so if the vampire has to take over, they're not gonna, be able to do spell casting. So, but they have to do everything else. If they do this, they can resurrect your sim by either ambrosia, obtaining a genie lamp and wishing to resurrect the witch, or resurrecting the witch in any other way. The witch must be fully there and not a ghost for this to count. The witch can be resurrected only if the vampire accomplishes the required learning. Number 3, your vampire can take the witch's place in eating the jelly beans. If the vampire dies, same rules apply for resurrection as described above. So your vampire can be resurrected, but only if the challenge is, only if everything is learned, only if your witch does what he or she needs to do. Only one sim can consume the jelly beans per day. So you can't have your witch eat 2 jelly beans and your vampire eat 1. Only one sim must do the consuming per day. So you can't spread it out. If your witch eats it that day, then your witch has to eat all 3 of them. So, okay. Number 4, you must have the cow plant on your lot. If you forget to feed the cow plant, your witch or vampire has to eat another jelly bean. For example, if you forget to feed the cow plant, your sim has to eat 4 jelly beans. So they have to eat their 3, but if they forget to eat the cow plant, then that's another jelly bean that they have to eat that day. Number 5, you must have at least 1 beekeeper's box on your lot. If you get stung by bees, you must consume a jelly bean. So if stung, that would be 4 jelly beans to consume that day. So now let's say you forget to feed the cow plant and you get stung that day, then that's going to be 5 jelly beans that you have to eat. So getting stung and forgetting to feed the cow plant that day means adding a jelly bean to your total that you have to eat. Number 6, you may use the multi-tab and your vampire is not restricted in any way with it. So your vampire can do anything he or she wants with it. However, if your witch uses it to listen to tabcasts, he or she must consume another jelly bean. For example, if you choose to listen to a cooking tabcast, your witch must eat an extra jelly bean, making it 4 for the day. It costs eating 1 jelly bean per tabcast, so use the tabcast wisely. There are no restrictions on reading books with the multi-tab or using it to buy books. So you can use it pretty much any other way, but if you choose to listen to a tabcast, that means you have to eat a jelly bean to pay for it. Okay, so number 7, if your witch maxes out a skill in their area of study or a required one, so if they max out cooking or something, there is a 3-day reprieve from eating jelly beans. If your witch super maxes a skill, 1 jelly bean is permanently removed from the requirement. For example, if your witch super maxes piano, if that is one of the chosen instruments to master, your witch only has to eat 2 jelly beans per day. Same restrictions. It would help if I learned to spell. Okay. Same restrictions apply for the multi-tab, cow plant, and bees. However, supermaxing means the challenge and the skill journal for that skill are done, as well as reaching. Gosh, I couldn't type today, and I thought I proofed this. Reaching level 10. So in the skill journal, if you look in the skill journal, there's going to be certain challenges and opportunities that you have to do, like just extra things that you have to do. So that's what I mean by super maxing. If you reach level 10 and all that, and if you in the required skill, and if you have like all the opportunities and stuff done, then you can remove a jelly bean from your total that you have to eat that day, and that's permanent. If your witch maxes out a skill other than what is required, there is a 1-day reprieve from eating jelly beans. So let's say if you master athletics or something, then you don't have to eat. Then there's one jelly bean that you don't have to eat that day. And that's only the day that you max out the skill or whatever. Or if you like max it out like in the middle of the night, or if you max it out before you go to bed, then the next, or okay, if you max it out like after you've eaten your jelly beans for that day, then the next day you don't have to eat the jelly beans. So if you didn't eat your jelly beans that day, then the day you max it out, you don't have to eat that particular jelly bean. But if you have eaten your jelly beans on the day that you maxed out an extra skill, then the next day is when you don't have to eat that jelly bean for the day. Okay, so I hope that made it clear. Okay, so number 9, if your witch accomplishes their lifetime wish, one jelly bean is permanently removed from the requirement. So for example, if your witch achieves their lifetime wish and super maxes out a required skill, 2 jelly beans are permanently removed so that your witch only has to eat 1 jelly bean per day. Same restrictions with the cow plant, multi-tab, and bees apply, which could add to the total in a particular day. So there's no getting out of it, like if you forget the cow plant or if you get stung. So those are always going to add a jelly bean to your total if something like that happens. Now I want to make a note here, and I'll go ahead and fix this in the typing thing. If you use the multi-tab to gain the skill, then it's going to cost you eating a jelly bean, and the same for the Tree of Prosperity. Okay, I almost forgot about the Tree of Prosperity. So if you choose to use a Tree of Prosperity to gain a skill, then you have to eat a jelly bean. Now you can use the skill booster potions if you want to, and that's not going to cost you anything. So if you choose to do that, that's fine. But the multi-tab and the Tree of Prosperity are going to be the ones that's going to cost you eating a jelly bean. And I will add the Tree of Prosperity to these notes too, so that you guys will know. Okay, number 10. Your witch can travel abroad anytime they wish, but they must consume a jelly bean before they leave and when they return home. So if they travel, they're going to have to eat a jelly bean before they leave and when they return. Okay, number 11. No death flowers can be used, nor can your witch have the lucky, unlucky, or loser traits. If your witch dies from the jelly beans or any other cause, the Grim Reaper must take them. However, a loved one can plead for their life, leaving it up to the Grim Reaper to decide what to do. So the only way you can really be saved is if like somebody pleads for your life or plays chess with the Grim Reaper or something like that. So, but you can't have any traits to kind of help you out with that. You have to have any other traits but those. Number 12. Your Sims are free to interact with the Weatherstone and cast any kind of spells they wish on any Sim. They also have free reign on how to use alchemy elixirs and the potions from the chemistry lab station. So there's no restrictions on that. The only thing they have to do is they have to learn them all. Number 13. You must have aging turned on. Number 14. You must have your lifespan settings set to normal. You can go past the regular 90 days if you choose. Just make sure the setting says normal, no long or epic lifespans. So I know as not as a default, but I've got my lifespan set to 120 days because that kind of goes along with some of the stuff that I'm doing. And I don't want to change it per game because if you change it in one game, it's going to affect all your games. So I'm going to leave mine set to the 120 days, which is still a normal lifespan. It still does say normal, but you can't have like long or epic lifespans. Okay. If all this is accomplished and your witch is still alive, congratulations. You've cheated death and learned the value of working for what you have. Your reward is immortality, which means you can take a youth potion or ambrosia to become young again once you are an elder. You have to wait to become an elder before you can do that, though. You can't do that as an adult. You have to live all your age cycles. You have also saved your lover from centuries of ridicule and tribulation. Your vampire can either become human again, or he or she can become an immortal vampire. Your vampire is also free to take the age freeze potion along with your witch, making you both immortal and free to love one another for all eternity. Remember, if you choose to play with a fairy and werewolf in place of the witch and vampire, your fairy must master gardening rather than alchemy. They must also master the fairy magic. Same rules apply for werewolves as vampires, and same rules apply for fairies as they do for witches. Okay, so I hope you guys are going to like that challenge. I, really thought about this a lot. I was really thinking about it a lot yesterday and this morning and stuff. And now if you have anything else that you want to add to this, feel free, just leave me a comment in the comment section. And tell me if there's something that you'd like to see put into this challenge or whatever, if there's anything like another twist or whatever that you think of. Or, you know, tell me what you think of this challenge and tell me if you would like to see this challenge. I think it's going to be interesting. There's a lot to remember. There's a lot to remember. You have to keep track of your jelly bean totals and stuff. So yeah, just basically tell me what you think and tell me if there's anything else you want to see. But yeah, I'm really excited about these future ones that's going to be coming up and this challenge I made up. This is actually the first challenge I've ever written. So yeah, just basically tell me what you think and tell me what you want to see. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. And subscribe to my channel to see my Sims 3 LPs and to see my challenge LPs that are going to be coming up. And we'll talk to you guys all later. Bye, guys.